It's Shannon.
Hello, and nothing to keep it real with Shannon alive.
It's Shannon.
Because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning and in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hi, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon. Hello. Hey, my co-host, Miss Allison, and Miss Captain Joel Parker. How are you?
All right, and you?
So he's joining us tonight from the Department of Corrections. So we feeling safe right now. So thank you for joining us. And we got some hot topics to talk about tonight. And our first one is the love triangle. I'm sure you all heard about it. It's all over the news with the Caitlin Armstrong who killed Anna Noel Mariah Wilson because of her relationship with Armstrong's boyfriend. So now it was upset because, Strickland says the boyfriend said that they wasn't in a relationship. They were in a relationship, but they was no longer in a relationship. But that same day, he went by and picked her up, and they went swimming. They had drinks and all this kind of stuff. So Armstrong had been stalking him, following him. So that's how she knew that, they was together and everything. So now she goes and kills Wilson, the ex-girlfriend. Now, my question is to you is, first of all, have you ever been in a love triangle like this with someone else? And
Yes, I have.
what? So you have? And
Yes.
my second question is, why does the woman always go after the other woman rather than the man?
I would like to plead the fifth on the first question. Thank you. I will not be incriminating myself today. I won't do that. So, Captain Joe, you want to tell us about your love triangle?
Well, the reality is in a lot of the triangles, they're not really as real as people like to make them. They're usually in the mind of a third person who feels like they're in a relationship when they're not. So
wait a minute. What is that supposed to mean? If you were in a relationship, what do you mean you are not?
It means that there's an acquaintance that knows you who then pretends to be in a relationship, or they are in a fantasy relationship with you, but you're not in one with them. There's nothing going on.
Ooh. Now, that doesn't even make any sense now, Jenna.
Of course it does.
Sir, you sound like
if you talking to two women,
Right.
so you are talking to two women, so you are saying, okay, I'm having a relationship with one, but the other one is what? Oh, just some feeling?
No, just an acquaintance or even a friend who it's a one-sided relationship. They feel that they're in a relationship with me, but I'm not in a relationship with them. And even if I'm telling them that I'm with someone, whether it's a girlfriend or even a wife, they're saying, I don't care.
But okay, so let me slide in this real quick, right? What is happening with this other person? So there's no kissing, there's no dates.
No.
Oh no, that's just a crazy person.
No,
So-
but we're not talking about that kind of
We're not
love
talking about
triangle.
that.
We're talking about the one where you are having a relationship
With two
with
women
both of
or
you, with two
three,
women. Now, say just like in this case here with the Armstrong case. Now,
Mhm.
the young lady said that they weren't in. He said that they weren't involved anymore. That they used to be involved. But one of her texts said that he said about, okay, well, you don't want to be involved anymore, so we'll talk about it. So I guess that's why they went out about it or whatever. So first of all, why are you even going to pick her up? Just even to go out for drinks or whatever, or to talk about whatever. If you know you involved with another person, you're involved with the other one.
I think
You know why.
I think the manner in which he did it is probably the wrong way to go about it, if that was his legitimate intention.
Mhm.
In general, most people are lying. I'll say that. However, there are many, many, many cases where somebody now legitimately cares enough for a person to say, listen, we had what we had, but that's over. And I don't really want to be disrespectful to you.
Right.
And if he knows that they're sensitive or fragile, they might have to patronize them to a degree to say, let's sit down and let's talk.
Right.
But
Right.
what he should have done, depending on how crazy his girlfriend is tell her, listen, I need to go talk to this individual because this, that, and the other is the case. Now, the crazy
But see, the
one
thing
that-
about it was, Joe,
she
see,
probably wouldn't have listened.
but no, the thing about it was, see, he lied to her.
Right.
When she called him, he said that he was going to drop off some flowers to someone, blah, 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 blah. And then that's when, because she was following him and he didn't know it. So why you on the phone lying to her, telling her you going to drop off something or whatever, when you know you're going to meet this other individual? Why are you even lying about it? If they didn't have anything to hide and he didn't have anything to hide, both of them are cyclists. They run in races. So all you had to do is say, oh, I'm going to see one of my cyclist friends, even though we used to have a relationship together, but we just going because we're going to enter the race together and everything. Just be open and upfront with it, because she know you a cyclist that goes in races and stuff.
That
So what
sounds
you
good.
lying for? So when he lied, that even just made it worse.
That sounds good in theory, but I mean, to use the common vernacular, he knew he had a pop off. He knew that his current girlfriend was not going to accept him saying he was going to talk. I mean, clearly, if she went all the way to murder, he already knew what she was capable of. He knew she was not going to accept what he had to say, so he couldn't be open with her.
But that's why you have to have common sense, Joe, because when you're dealing with someone that's really insecure,
That's who he should have got rid
who's
of.
jealous, you can't be doing anything like that. You already know that. If you have a jealous person, you know not to put someone else's life in danger or whatever, which I can't understand. Why would you go kill the girl? Why wouldn't you deal with him? And I'm not saying go kill him, because you shouldn't be killing anyone, but I'm saying, why wouldn't you go deal directly with him? Because if I'm going to hit anybody or stab anybody, I'm going to get the boyfriend. I'm not going after the woman, because the woman ain't going to do no more than what the man came over there to do.
Well, here's the thing. When they do that, you see, they're not keeping the third party. They're keeping the boyfriend. You know what I mean?
See, but all right, I'm going to get beat up by your audience. You're going to get hate mail in my name. In general, women are just more emotional.
Ooh, sir, right? So let me touch that.
And from the physical aspect, it's easier to attack a female than it is to attack the man. And the third one was what was previously mentioned, is that they want to keep the man. So let's get rid of the competition, get rid of anything that I think is an obstacle, and I have him. That is an obsession. That's not love.
Absolutely.
So I know you're calling it a love triangle, but that's why I started with the first thing, which was just crazy.
Well, she probably must really loves him. I mean, to because they had been together, I think, for a while. So she must, and then he must have felt something for her, because they've been together. Because David bought her a gun.
I beg to differ.
Like,
if that was a
gun.
man killing somebody, you wouldn't say he loved her. You'd say he was crazy. If a man goes and kills somebody,
when we go into relationships, you need to be careful how you are doing this thing, because you might not even know that person is that emotional or crazy or whatever. Because sometimes you're talking to people, I don't call it crazy. I don't even know what you call it. I guess just that jealousy gets a hold of them. So you can't be playing with people's feelings. This is what people fail to understand. You are not supposed to be playing with people's feelings, because when they get hurt, then you don't know what that person might do or whatever.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if he knows she was already crazy or whatever, but I'm just saying, you don't play them kind of dangerous games, because that's how. Now, look, this girl is dead for what?
Right.
He knew.
Well, now he don't have a girlfriend because she in jail.
Well, he wasn't going to keep the crazy one anyway.
Men like the crazy one. Let's just touch on that. Men love the crazy one.
He just wanted to keep
No,
the
they
first
haven't
one
found
safe.
her yet. She's still on the run.
I know.
Right.
Maybe
She going to jail or they're going to find her dead.
I mean, eventually they'll get her, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
if she don't end up killing herself. But normally
Right.
that's what they know if something's going
Right.
on. But I'm just saying, like, you know, you can't play with people's feelings. We tell people that all the time. You cannot play with people's feelings. Because, I mean, just take us. I don't know what I might do if I was, like, really, really in love. But see, I'm not going to love anybody more than I love myself.
True.
I'm not going to do that.
How about loving them more than your freedom?
Well, I'm not loving it because, first of all, I have no intention of going to jail over anyone.
See,
not
now,
anyone. To me, you
now-
are not worth me going to hurt somebody for you.
I
It's
have
not
to
even worth it
revert
to
back
me.
to my previous profession and what I've seen for over now 30 years, both male and female. The obsessions are real. And when you feel that that is the only thing that you have left in life,
Yeah.
nothing else matters. You look at the statistics on how many people get married behind bars, how many people are dating behind bars, male and female, whether it's a heterosexual or other type of relationship.
Well, what I say is, before we're going to move on to the next topic now, is be careful what you do to the person that you're dealing with. So we're going to move to our next topic, which is, I know you all heard about this one as well, is our student Xander from Florida. You know, they passed the law in Florida about you can't say gay. So he's doing his speech at graduation. So, you know, he wants to talk about that bill and they don't want him to talk about it. So he told his friends and students them that when he used the word curly hair, he's talking about gay. So my question to you is, do you think a graduation is a platform to be talking about political issues? Because to me, this is a happy day, a day you celebrating because, you know, you finishing up your education, your school. Should it be like down about politics? So we'll answer that question when we come back. We'll be right back.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Hi, welcome back. We're doing our hot topics, and before we went to break, we was getting ready to talk about the young man that was that was doing his graduation speech, and he wants to talk about, you know, him being gay and about the bill they passed in Florida. And my question was, do you think this day that's supposed to be like a celebration day to talk about politics and issues? Because, I mean, everyone already knows, you know, you're a gay student or whatever. I don't feel that this is the time for this. I think this is a day for celebration. I think there's a time for anything, not even talking about being gay. I'm talking about anything, other rights that we are fighting for or whatever. I just think there's a time and place for everything. And on graduation, I mean, I know when I graduated, even from high school and college and everything, I'm excited. I don't want to hear anything about that because I didn't been through all of this, you know, studying and, you know, broke down from studying. I want to enjoy this day. So that's the platform for that on graduation day.
I mean, I would like to say, you know, usually when you graduate, it's a transition. It's a transition into a different phase in your life. And usually so I would say like my high school graduation, you know, we have, you know, lived life as, you know, teenagers. So now we're moving into adulthood. So for them, that's something that they're going to have to face in this new phase, in this new place that they're going to be after they leave school. So is it an appropriate place? Yes, it's an appropriate place for them to bring up certain things that, you know, as you transition, this is the world that I'm coming into. Now, how deep into that conversation it's going to be is a little different. You know what I mean? But I think it is a place to discuss certain things that they will be dealing with as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, way back in junior high school, I'm telling my age here, our graduation theme song was "I'm Coming Out." But that wasn't the connotation.
That was what they were talking about.
That's not what they were talking about. Again, I'm politically incorrect. So from a religious standpoint, I have some abstentions. But as a public servant, we are taught the level of tolerance and acceptance and equality that doesn't allow us to discriminate and allow or diminish anyone's right to free speech. That being said, anytime you get an opportunity to address your platform, whether it's civil rights or your preference, or whatever you want to call it, then that becomes your opportunity, because until that time, you're in obscurity. And as it is with racism, America is still, the majority of it is saying it doesn't exist. That's the past. Just forget about it. But they don't realize how much it affects us now in every aspect of life, whether it's a job, whether it is where you worship, whether it's a school. So once it's intertwined in those entities and affects you in that manner, then I believe it becomes your right to actually say, hey, why is it that I can't openly say what I am without backlash? How is there a law muffling my voice for what it is that I say I believe in?
I agree with that. No,
you're just saying it shouldn't be on that platform?
I agree with everything you are saying. What I'm saying is, yeah, we still should speak up and speak out. I'm just saying on certain times and occasion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that day, I mean, we talk about it every day as it is. It's just an everyday thing now with our life. I'm saying just one day that something is going on that's really, really important, that you can't just enjoy that day. So if that's the case, then so when we go to someone's wedding and they get up and make the toast or whatever, then they're going to start bringing up about what we need to be doing and what we need to be speaking. That's what I'm saying. On certain occasion that we're supposed to be celebrating and enjoying, we can't just have one day that we don't have to talk about the politics and, what we want people to know about us and everything. Because if that's the case, to me, that's why there's so much depression all the time, because we're talking about this stuff every day. We see it on the news. I mean, just so much stuff is going on that's depressing people. So I just feel that when an occasion comes, can't we just take that one day to enjoy, where our minds are free and we're not feeling stressed out or depressed or whatever? I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk about the situation.
So from a non-religious perspective and a non-political or public servant perspective, from a personal perspective, I think it's a cheap shot of being an opportunist, of taking advantage of a stage. And as you forestated, when you come together, we should have neutral ground where we're not talking about anything other than what we're talking about that day. So that's the personal perspective. I have three perspectives, unfortunately, because those are the entities and arenas that I deal in, and I have to address them as such. If someone asks me my personal opinion or religious opinion or what the political correct forum is, you're going to get a variance in the answer. But my true feelings are, why are we talking about this? Let's just celebrate the day.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Well, I guess, it'll be something that, people will just continue to keep talking about regardless of wherever they are. I mean, we don't have to agree. I'm just saying, I just think there's too much depression going on, and we need to just take days and just enjoy whatever that occasion is. Now, that moving on to our next topic, which is still hot, as we all know, is this violence. There's no end to all of this violence that's going on, this shooting going on. Just before we went on air earlier, the shooting at Texas with these kids at the school being shot.
Elementary
I mean,
school.
it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. They get on TV every time and say, this can't happen again. This is, we got to stop this. But until the people in charge want to put a law in effect to get these guns off the street, which they don't because it's making money, they're not going to stop the guns from coming in. Congress is not going to vote in the law in because they are making money as well. Because when those kids got shot at Sandy Hook and they didn't do anything, when that congressman who was playing baseball out there with his other congressmen and he got shot, they didn't do anything. The other congresswoman who got shot in the head, they didn't do anything. I mean, they're not going to do anything. So there's no end to this.
On this one, all of my views are the same. My personal, my religious, my political, my ethical. They don't want any change. And if you go biblical, they say peace and then sudden destruction. The politics dictate that, and I got to come back to the profession, that prison is a multi-billion-dollar industrial system.
Yes.
So the best way to do that is to keep the motives and keep the means in the hands of the irresponsible so that they will do dumb things and feed the
system.
Exactly. It's just like when we talked about not too long ago, the New York bail reform. It's just like the guy that was arrested for shooting a man that works at Goldman Sachs on the train. Just, come on the train, pacing by, and then he just picks him to shoot. I mean, the man has a history of criminal charges and stuff. He shouldn't even have been on the street, period.
But, okay.
Every time they go to court, he gets off or whatever.
This is problem number 2. And this is a whole nother show, or another 2 shows.
Absolutely.
That it's not just criminal. We have a very large mental health issue that's not being addressed.
Absolutely. And it's been like that for a long time.
It's been for a while. They don't know what to do with it. So back to the subject at hand, I don't think we can actually stop it, but we can slow it down. We can control some of it. But that is at the expense of somebody. Why is it that a third of Congress has stock in weapons?
Because weapons make money. War makes money.
They make money.
They make money.
So they push war, whether it's global or domestic.
Absolutely. It's profitable.
And they're not going to get rid of it because it's back to their money.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, every time someone commits a crime, the first thing they say is they're mentally ill. Now, do you actually believe all these people committing crimes are mentally ill?
I mean,
everybody's not mentally ill that commits these crimes. Because if you're supposed to be so crazy and everything, then how do you know to go out there and commit the crime?
Well, again, there are different levels of mental illness, but the bottom line is, okay, let's play advocate here and say they are mentally ill. When did you notice that they were mentally ill? What measures did you put in place to get that mentally ill person help and away from society?
But also, too, if you know he was mentally ill, how was that person able to get their hands on a gun?
Now we're back to the engine who puts it in irresponsible hands.
Right.
Again.
Because they make it easy for you to get the gun. It's just like the one that shot the people in Buffalo. He was able to just walk in the gun store and buy a rifle. I mean, just probably that same kid that killed the kids today, he was able to go in there and get a gun. Why is it so? That's the problem, because it's so easy for anyone to just go in there and buy a gun. It's just like if we go in there to buy the toy gun when you get it for the kids at Christmas. It's just that easy to go there and get a gun, because now there's so many guns on the street. That's why you're not gonna be able to stop anything, because just like we talking now, there's probably somebody getting shot now. It's just like every minute there's a shooting. Last week another massacre, today another one, and they still not talking about they're going to try to do something with the guns. Well, it's not going to happen.
I worked in a criminal psychiatric ward for a number of years, and it was amazing to see the people come in to see the people who were being evaluated, checking their guns at the door. To their credit, a lot of people don't like him, but Mayor Bloomberg went on a campaign with all his money and couldn't get it stopped. Mayor
it's too much
Adams
money.
now.
They're not going to stop it. And no president, first of all, no president is going to stop it, because even the president is.
I'm only saying that these
been in
advocates
office is
actually
scared of NRA. Get out of here. They all scared of NRA. How can one organization be that powerful?
I'm only making the point that Mayor Bloomberg did make a concerted effort going around the country with his money to try to reduce these guns.
Yes.
Mayor Adams, right now, a lot of people don't like him, but he's trying to stand up against the NRA. Now, do I think he's going to be effective? Honestly, no. But he did make the statement.
Yes.
We know where the power is coming from. We know who's holding or pulling the reins.
Exactly.
Why do we need concealed carry permits for regular civilians in New York City? Why do we need assault weapons accessible to anybody? It doesn't make sense.
But the thing about it is, okay, I appreciate what Mayor Adams is trying to do, because at least he was going to the higher ups who can make the decision. Because even when he went to Albany, they was complaining about why he was up there in Albany talking to the people, but yet and still they're screaming at him saying, you are not doing anything to get the crime down. But now that he goes to talk to the people, who can do it, now you're criticizing him for going to Albany to talk to the people. So you can't win. He can't win.
Again, some people just want to argue. They don't want a solution.
Right.
They don't want a resolution. They don't want us to live. They figure there's two things are going to happen simultaneously. They're going to get rich off of our demise, and we're going to kill each other, and then they'll stop it so that there'll still be enough of us to serve them.
Right.
Well, you know what? If we can't stand behind him to help do anything, then even though I know he's still trying, and I hope he will still continue to try, to get the guns off, but we know where that's going. But maybe he can at least concentrate on some other things also, like the homeless, getting people in housing and stuff like that. And that's where we need also to pay attention to. So what we have to do now is we have to just be careful when we go out. You got to stay prayed up. Let me tell you, I stay on my knees all day. Like, if I go outside and get back home safe, I give thanks that I made it in and made it back in. But we got to stay in prayer right now, because nothing is going to happen with these guns, getting them off the street. We already know that, so ain't no sense in us fooling ourselves. But look, I want to thank you for coming on, sitting with us with hot topics and joining us, and we want to thank the audience for joining us. And if you want to stick around for the after show, you can, and we'll finish talking, for a few minutes. But look, stay safe, pay attention to your surroundings, teach your kids how to stay safe. That's what we up against now. This is a everyday life, just like going to the supermarket. So look, you better just, like I said, stay prayed up. Thanks for watching today. And remember, as always, we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Do you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Stage Rock Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon. It's Shannon. It's Shannon. It's Shannon. Keeping it real.
Hi, we're back with our after show. I hope you stuck around. Stuck around for the after show. In our first half of the show, that we was still continuing to talk about the non-violence on the street, and we was talking about getting the guns off. But like I said, we already know that's not going to happen because they're not going to go up against NRA because they're all afraid of that organization or whatever. And every time someone is arrested, like I was saying before, they want to claim they are mentally ill, which everybody's not mentally ill that kill people, because some people are just killers that want to do something of whatever. Not only that, when they do get arrested, the court system is not enforcing the law, so they already know they can get off. Because just like I was saying about the young man that they just arrested for killing the guy on the train, I mean, he had killed somebody. How did he get bail? How do you kill somebody and get bail?
Because they changed the laws. What you mean?
Well, I'm just saying.
This was the last show, but can I say this? I just got someone asking me love triangle. I'm getting flooded right now, but I'm okay. I'm a big boy.
Okay, the love triangle. Yes. What about the love triangle?
I'm saying I'm getting messages right now
about it. Right, because you said,
well, what did they say? What did
you
they say?
said I wanted to, sidebar real quick. You had said something that I found interesting. You said that women are emotional.
Emotional, yes.
Right. I would like to talk to you about that real quick. Now I will definitely tell you that yes, women are more hardwired to, see or deal with situations in a place where it stirs something in them emotionally. Now, I will also tell you, there's some stone cold heifers out in these streets. Right? There's some stuff. Not every woman is. It's like saying men can handle having multiple women, and women can't handle multiple partners.
I don't agree with it, but that is it's not normal, but it's the norm.
Is it?
Hold up. Don't talk about no women being emotional. You got men that stalks women when they break up with them.
That's true.
The men are I have a friend right now where her ex is stalking her right now, showing up at her job, threatening her, showing up at her family's house, threatening the family and everything. So the men are just as crazy as some of the women is. So it works on both sides that you can't handle rejection. That's where it comes from.
Unfortunately, according to medical science, it's not classified as emotional. It's classified more as prideful or possessive. In general, all I'm saying is the hardwiring of a woman says that you get to her emotionally first before physical, and men it's physical first and then we become emotional.
I can agree with that.
Okay, all right, but you have men, just as many men as women that doesn't handle rejection well, and they'll go and do something that they shouldn't be doing either.
Now we're back to the psychotics.
Before, my thing is you need to be dealing with the partner that you're dealing with, not the other person, not the third person that comes into the relationship. You're supposed to be dealing with the person that you in the relationship with, because going after the third person doesn't mean anything.
But you also have to think about why people do that. People sometimes, like, people don't handle confrontation well. Some people, and I hate that word confrontational. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some people just don't know how to be direct. If the situation or the relationship isn't working, some people just don't know how to say, hey, listen, this is not working for me.
Exactly.
It's not working for me.
Exactly.
So what they try to do is get
because that's what I said about cheating.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I said about cheating. Why I don't understand why people want to cheat. Because my thing is, when it get to the point that you want to cheat, then that means you must don't care about the person that you're with anymore. And if that love is beginning to lose or lost, then you just need to go on your separate ways. Because what's the sense of staying in a relationship that you are not happy with, and then you got to go out and cheat? That doesn't make any sense to me.
People do it every day.
Some
though.
people
I know they do it every day. That's what I'm saying. What is the point of doing it? Because you're gonna get caught eventually anyway.
Some people
you can't
feel
hide
they're
anything.
trapped.
I don't care how big the city is and how many corners they are. You will get caught. So rather than going through all of that,
some people don't care
if it's not working anymore.
And in the last 30 years, the tides have turned where, unfortunately, the women are now trying to take on that mindset to say, I can do what they did and handle it just like they did. Why can they have multiple women and I can't have multiple men?
Listen,
Well,
women have been doing this for quite a period of time.
Yeah.
I just want to go on record and say that. So it's not like men started this cheating game. I think, for me, honestly and personally, I think women make far better cheaters than men.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Far better.
I mean, for a number of reasons.
Well, this is what I'm saying, because
Your
you really can't do that.
can't be measured the same way.
Right, but I don't think it matters which one is cheating or whatever, because now with women, we have better instincts.
It does.
If you don't figure your mate out, or your spouse or whoever it is, because you should be able to figure out when they cheat.
Here's
because
why
things change about them. Something changes in their pattern, even coming home at a certain time or what. Something changes there for you to know that there's something different about that person.
Here's why it makes a difference. Because on average, these men can't handle it and they kill the women. But when the women find out, they don't just kill the men in general.
Right.
That's why it makes a difference.
Right.
The other variable is, unfortunately, these individuals who decide that they want to step out and do a whole lot of other things don't realize the ramifications. But the ones that do have already plotted and planned. They've got a whole nother mindset in there. I take it from, and not literally, but figuratively, from Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It. I need this many people
to keep me
take
whole.
care of what I need taken care of. And whatever I need to do to be secure, well, that's what I'll do for this one. Whatever I need to be pleased, well, that's what I'll do for that one.
This one.
But this is the one that I need to be out with, that's what I'll do. And most men can't handle that type of woman. But I know many women who have resolved that the ratio of availability of men
has changed
somewhere between 8 and 12 to 1. Some have resolved that I am willing to share as long as I know who it is, because it's inevitable. I've given up on monogamy.
You know what? The thing about it is, it's, to me, sometimes it just becomes sickening, because if you need that many partners, then there's something wrong with you if you need that many partners. Because who would want, first of all, who would want all of these different partners that you messing with?
It depends on your attitude.
Especially in this day and age and time, even before we got to where we are today in time with everything going on. To me, that means you are insecure about yourself. You don't have respect for yourself, because if you need 2 and 3 women and you need 2 and 3 men, something is missing there.
Well, there's another variable now.
Something is missing.
I didn't learn this until I got with the women in jail. That, and I am not.
Oh, that's why they always be messing with everybody in jail.
Wait, I'm not even exaggerating here. When I got there, I thought I knew everything about jail. I really did. You know, I was egotistical. I had been through everything. I'd been through riots and hostage situations and just everything. And then I got with the women and realized it was a whole nother world. And the first thing I realized in that building, and I'm not exaggerating, 75% of the women, I called them trisexual. It wasn't just they had to have another man. They wanted a man and a woman. And it was on both sides of the bars. I learned a whole nother world in that building. And since I've come out, now that I know what I'm looking for, not even in a relationship, just looking, because unfortunately I can't turn it off. Now I just see people that I don't know. I'm not going to talk to. I don't know their name, but I now see their character. I know what they are. And they are saying, I want more than just that. Why should I have to settle for this?
Wait a minute. So you lost me there. So you were saying they was talking to the men and the women?
Did you see the text that just came up? Did you see the
Yes,
message
about
that came across
polygamy.
the screen?
Yeah.
It's not just polygamy.
It's ethical monogamy. What's the other one? Ethical monogamy, I find very interesting. It's an interesting term. Like, what was the point of getting married? Just having with mad people.
But
yeah,
that's my point. What did you get married for? If you already know inside of you that you need more than one person, then don't get married. Then stay free, and then you can talk to whoever you want to. You can talk to as many women and men you want to. Why do you want to go destroy someone else's life?
They feel it's their right, and they want the security
of
and the bond of a marriage, but with the benefits.
Right, but when the person finds out about it, they're devastated, and you now have destroyed a life.
No,
to me, it's just like when people get married, because we've seen this many a time, and then later on they come to find out they don't like women, they like men, or the woman likes the woman.
They're not cheating.
You knew this before you got married.
They're not cheating. Their partner knows.
This is consensual.
Yeah, their partner knows.
Think of the men in the past who married a woman as a beard, as they call it. They knew that they were gay, but for political or financial reasons, they married the woman, and that was the union. This is my front. This is what we'll keep, because if the rest of the world finds out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. So why would you do that to hurt that woman later?
They're not hurt.
They're not hurt.
They both entered into this knowing exactly what it was.
So you said that he told the woman how he was before they got married.
Now we back to the different type of there
are some that didn't know. They didn't figure it out until they was in the marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. They were in denial.
Yeah, people who are in denial.
They knew. There's no, unless you were not intimate with this person before.
There's some that has been intimate with them, and because you got some men out there. Look, let me tell you, you would never know. Look at them, know that they was. Let me tell you, when I used to take my little butt to the gym, when I decided I want to go lose some weight, so I was going to the gym. So I was on the treadmill, and I'm looking. You just looking, and this guy was there. He was tall. He must have been like about 6 feet built. I mean, that man looked good. I'm on the treadmill. I'm just looking at him, checking him out and everything, like that. I was like, damn, he looked good, like that. Right?
Your mama.
So what I did, I get off the treadmill. I go over there to the machine that you pull down or whatever. Pull it down or whatever. So that way I'm much closer to him, like that, right? So then I'm just sitting there looking, and then the next thing this guy walks over like, God, how you doing? And stuff like that. And they started talking and hugging, and I was like, oh no, this is not. Oh no, this cannot be.
The knife to your chest. You're like,
So that's what I'm telling you. You won't know. Some you don't know.
Some you don't know.
Some you don't know. But again, I come from that era, and I'm not going to say that I did this my entire life, but I was the one who waited in marriage or for marriage with my wife. So not knowing anything, there was no intimate signs. But a person that lays down with a person, I used to speak to these people who came up to the jail, and oh no, not my man. I'm like, does he have braids in his hair? And they go, yeah. I said, well, whose lap was his head in while he was getting those braids in jail? And they said, wait, they don't have like a beauty parlor or something?
Girl!
I said, they have a barbershop, but there's nobody putting braids in the barbershop in their head. That man's head is in somebody's lap in prison. That was their eye opener.
Okay.
They come home and want to try new things. And now they're not interested in missionary positions anymore. Now I don't really want to see your face.
Because
Really?
the butt is universal.
Well, look,
they're
we're
just
gonna wrap
not
up the after
aware.
show, but we're wrapping up the after show. But I'm just saying, like, I just feel that people need to be careful what they do today and how they do it, and and be respectful
open.
of the person that you're with and you're dealing with, because people are getting hurt, people are getting killed. I mean, each to their own. I don't care what you want to be. You can be whatever you want to be, but it's just how you dealing with yourself and with other people, because it's too much of this going on, and there's too much killing here going on, because it's gotten to the place now that it's just like when you wake up, like, oh, am I still alive? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know.
I know
it's too
for a
much
fact
now.
that
It's
a
too
lot
much.
of men are being held hostage because they're told if they leave, I'm taking you for every dime you have.
I want to
Well,
also
it's
tell you
okay.
that happens to women as well.
Exactly.
Not as much.
Exactly. So,
Women are
hey,
making
it
women
takes
right
the both.
now.
It takes the
Women
both.
are
I just say,
making more
be careful
money
what
than
we do.
a lot of the men that we're dating.
Yeah.
That's true.
Look at Nick Lachey's wife. She had to pay him alimony.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's happening. It's happening.
And Sherry had to pay her husband. Sherry Shepherd had to pay her husband alimony. I mean,
But
So,
now you're
hey,
dealing with
it
people who
works
have a
both ways. So
whole
let's-
lot of money. I'm
No,
talking the
it's
average.
not just people who have a whole lot of money. I had a friend, right? And we're talking about people who work in corporate America. He's not making six figures. He's maybe making like 70, 80. His wife made significantly more money than him. His lawyer said in his divorce, listen, we can get her for alimony. So these are also regular people.
That's true.
Yeah.
These are regular people.
Well, again, because times are changing to that degree.
Yeah.
So now we're back to people. You're saying, why wouldn't you just leave? People are staying because they know it's going to hurt. They used to say it's cheaper to keep her.
It's cheaper
but
to
now
keep
it's cheaper
them.
to keep him.
It's cheaper to keep
Well, you know
them.
what? You know what? To me, this is just me, my personal thing. Ain't no money worth my happiness. You understand? So whatever you take, just take yours and go ahead on or whatever. Because my thing is, you were still making, and you can still build yourself. Who wants to stay in a relationship that you miserable? Who needs that? Nobody needs
Bezos.
That. So look, go on and do what you want to do, and that's it. So thank you, Joe, for taking the time to come on.
Thank you, Joe.
Next time, make it home. Next time, make it home so we can see you.
We can see you,
But
and not just your
thanks for
forehead.
coming on and talking. And like I said, let's keep our mirror in prayer. Let's pray for the families that had lost their loved ones, their children. I mean, I can't even imagine those parents coming to the school, today for their kids. I mean, and we got to stay in prayer. We got to stay in prayer. So look, thank everybody for staying for our after show. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Take care.